Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your favorite English bulletin, The News. You are broadcasting live from TVT studios here in Lomé. Here are the headlines. Among the programs uplifting Togolese farmers, agricultural loans play a key role in enhancing yields, fostering value creation, and ensuring better livelihoods. Spearheaded by the President of the Council for Asazunanya Singbe, this initiative is breathing new life into rural communities through expanded funding and notable achievement. We'll bring you soon shortly. With the 20th Lomé International Fair fast approaching, the Togolese Center for Exhibitions and Fairs is ramping up preparations. On Monday, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Quality Control toured the site to inspect progress and ensure everything is on track for the major event. Stay with us, details coming up shortly. It is always a pleasure to have you join us. Among the many initiatives supporting Togolese farmers, agricultural credit stands out for boosting production, promoting value addition, and securing substantial incomes and a brighter future for producers. Through this program, the President of the Council for Asazunanya Singbe is reinvigorating rural life as evidenced by the significant rise in agricultural financing and its remarkable outcomes. Our Foundation can tell us more in this report.
Agricultural loans is breathing new life into Togo's rural economy. Introduced under the leadership of President of the Council for Asazunanya Singbe, the initiative strengthens production, increases household income, and promotes the financial autonomy of farmers. Agriculture remains the backbone of the economy, employing over 60% of the active population and contributing 40% to the national gross domestic product. While tailored loans aligned to agricultural seasons, farmers are now able to access quality seeds, fertilizers, farming equipment, and financing for agro-processing. This support is driving a shift from subsistence farming to more productive and market-oriented agriculture. In 2024, cultivated land reached 2.46 million hectares, up from 2.90 million hectares in 2020, an increase of 12.21%. More than 9.8 billion CFA francs in agricultural loans have been granted to 176,000 farmers through AgriSafe, a program implemented by the National Fund for Inclusive Finance. Since its launch, the program has mobilized a total of 37.71 billion CFA francs in financing. These efforts are boosting agricultural productivity, strengthening cooperatives, and encouraging the growth of rural small businesses. Agricultural credit is now a key pillar of Togo's agricultural transformation strategy and a driving force for inclusive economic growth.
In Togo's central region, the farmers there are transforming the Mo Plain into a year-round hub of productivity thanks to the integrated rural development project and the mobilization of ZAPs to strengthen and organize local agricultural communities. With modern irrigation systems and better access to seeds and equipment, farmers can now cultivate crops throughout the year, boosting income and food security. Kwesi Glay tells us more in this report.
Agricultural development in Togo is increasingly driven by concrete field-based initiatives. In the central region, the Integrated Rural Development Project of the Mo Plain PDRI-Mo embodies the government's ambition to modernize agriculture and promote sustainable land management. Launched to boost agricultural production and ensure year-round activity for farmers, the PDRI-Mo aligns with the National Strategy for Rural Transformation. It is structured around 3 planned development zones located in the canton of Kanya, Legede, and Ipoali, covering a total of 4,500 hectares. These areas are dedicated to the cultivation of maize, soy, and yam. The construction of water reservoirs within these zones have opened new opportunities for off-season farming, particularly vegetable production. This enables farmers to cultivate and generate income all year long, reducing seasonal vulnerability. With improved land development and better access to agricultural inputs, a single producer can now cultivate up to 50 hectares, a strong indicator of growing productivity and competitiveness in the Mo Plain. The consistent involvement of local farmers and agricultural organizations throughout the project reflect a shared commitment to rural development and agricultural resilience.
Still in the agricultural sector, in Lome, West African experts are meeting over a period of 5 days to develop a list of approved and non-approved pesticides with the aim of protecting public health and the environment and, in the long run, sustain farming. The session prepares for the first pesticide approval meeting and the fifth ordinary session of the West African Pesticide Approval Committee, setting the stage for a standardized, safe pesticide approval process across the sub-region. Chrissy Glay tells us more in the following report.
In Lome, plant protection experts and institutional representatives from Togo and across the West African sub-region have begun discussions on a pressing issue: the regulation of pesticide use in agriculture. While some pesticides currently in circulation are approved, many others are not, raising serious environmental concern and posing significant health risks to rural communities and consumers. Establishing an effective pesticide registration system has therefore become a priority to guarantee the safety and quality of products used by farmers. This initiative is part of a coordinated regional effort led by the West African Pesticide Registration Committee. Togo has reaffirmed its commitment to actively contribute to this shared agenda for agricultural safety and sustainability. The outcomes of this preparatory meeting will feed into the first pesticide registration decision scheduled for December 2025 during a regional session in Banjul, Gambia. These decisions are expected to mark a decisive step towards safer, more responsible, and environmentally sound pesticide use across West Africa.
Lead, a metal present in air, water, and paints, poses serious risks to the brain and central nervous system. On Monday, October 27, 2025, stakeholders involved in the production and use of lead-based paints attended an awareness-raising session aimed at promoting the complete removal of lead from paint. This event is part of the delayed observance of the International Week for the Prevention of Lead Poisoning. Gabriel Aina tells us more in the following report.
The meeting focused on the health and environmental risks of lead contamination, alongside a presentation of the ECOWAS resolution aimed at removing lead from paints. The objective is to raise awareness among stakeholders and promote safer practices by reducing the use of paints containing lead, a substance recognized as highly hazardous to human health. The NGO LEAP is leading a project to eliminate lead exposure. As a member of the Global Alliance to Eliminate Lead Paint, an initiative spearheaded by the World Health Organization and the United Nations Environment Programme, LEAP received financial support to organize the meeting. Lead is identified by the World Health Organization as one of the 10 most dangerous chemicals for public health. Eliminating it requires urgent government action to protect children, women of reproductive age, and workers from its harmful effects.
Still talking about this heavy metal lead, it is found in certain paints, batteries, and pipes, yet it remains a silent threat to human health. Invisible yet dangerous, it can cause serious, sometimes irreversible disorders. Even low doses can lead to growth delays and significant health problems in pregnant women and children. Let's hear from Abdul Latif Diallo, Professor of Toxicology at the Faculty of Science at the University of Lomé. Gabriel Aina.
Le plomb, dans notre jargon, nous l'appelons un toxique cumulatif.
In our
Qu'il a la
terminology,
capacité de
lead is
s'accumuler
called
à
a
l'intérieur de
cumulative
l'organisme.
toxin. This means it has the ability to accumulate in the body. The half-life of lead is approximately 20 years, which means that even after 20 years, half of the lead remains in the body. Because of this, it gradually causes damage at multiple levels. The first damage occurs in the central nervous system. Lead lowers people's IQ, affecting both children and adults. This is one of the reasons authorities eventually banned lead in gasoline. Lead also causes damage to the blood, leading to anemia. Additionally, it can harm the kidneys and the reproductive system. It may also affect the thyroid and the cardiovascular system, contributing to atherosclerosis and other health-related conditions. The subtlety is that these damages are not immediate. They develop over several years. However, in children, the effects are particularly pronounced. Children require calcium to grow properly. When there is a calcium deficiency, the body confuses lead for calcium, absorbing it as if it were calcium and incorporating it into the body.
Et l'utilise comme si c'était du calcium.
This product is a daily essential for staying fresh and confident, but beneath their pleasant scents, some deodorants can trigger unexpected skin irritations. Understanding what are in these products is key to choosing ones that are safe for our skin, and this feature report tells us more on deodorants. How we find it, chicken.
Personal testimonies highlight the potential drawbacks of the use of deodorants. Available in countless colors, scents, and formulations, deodorants can cause certain allergic reactions in some people.
Il y a de cela 3 semaines ou 3 semaines.
2 or 3 weeks ago, I used a deodorant that made my skin itch. I developed bumps and eventually stopped using it. Later, I noticed that my underarms had darkened. Sweating is a natural bodily function that helps regulate body temperature and eliminate toxins. Sweat itself is odorless, but when it interacts with skin bacteria, it can cause body odor, which is why deodorants are used. However, interfering with this process through the use of deodorants can sometimes have adverse effects.
Appliquer un déodorant et que les boutons surviennent là.
When you apply a deodorant and develop bumps, it is often an allergic reaction. This means the skin has reacted to one of the ingredients in the deodorant, which should then be avoided. Ideally, allergy testing can determine which substance caused the reaction. The next time you buy deodorant, you should avoid that ingredient. Deodorants are cosmetic products applied to the skin. While they can be beneficial, they can also cause harmful effects, which vary from person to person. The risks are not necessarily linked to excessive use, but depend on the individual's medical history and the specific deodorant. If the product contains an ingredient you are allergic to, you will naturally react to it.
Vous allez évidemment réagir à ce déodorant.
Many people use deodorants daily, but like any product, applying precautions are essential.
Les déodorants, généralement, les fabricants
Manufacturers usually indicate on the packaging how long the fragrance lasts. If you are allergic to certain perfumes or deodorants, be careful. Always check the label of ingredients you know trigger a reaction. Some fragrances can even provoke respiratory symptoms like a runny nose.
L'odeur peut vous déclencher un rhume.
Reading the instructions and understanding how to use deodorants safely is essential for protecting your health while staying fresh and smelling good.
And indeed, as the 20th edition of the Lomé International Trade Fair approaches, the Togolese Center for Exhibitions and Fairs, CETEF Togo 2000, is intensifying its preparations to host this major event. On Monday, the Deputy Minister of Trade and Quality Control conducted a visit to the CETEF site to review the progress of ongoing works and assess the preparations so far. Kwesi Glay reports.
The Minister Delegate in charge of Trade and Quality Control, Kositenu, visited the CETEF site alongside the organizing committee of the 20th edition of the Lomé International Fair. The Minister came to personally oversee the final preparations ahead of the event. From the exhibition pavilions to technical installation and public reception areas, he received a comprehensive guided tour of the site. After the tour, he focused on security measures, hygiene protocols, and access arrangements to ensure a smooth and special experience for both exhibitors and visitors. The work has progressed well, and the preparations have been efficiently managed. Of course, a few details still needed to be finalized, but the coming weeks will be used to ensure everything is ready for the start of the fair. We are confident that all remaining tasks will be completed on time. This edition, which we aim to make particularly special, reflects our maturity and credibility. We have gained international recognition, and exhibitors now come from many countries, demonstrating that Lomé is a key hub for trade and business negotiations.
Lomé est une place où on peut faire des affaires.
Workers are actively on site, ensuring everything is ready for the fair's opening on the 21st of November. With this preparation, the 20th edition of the Lomé International Fair promises to be a major success.
The fourth cohort of students teachers at the teacher training institution of Togo, École Normale de Formation des Professeurs d'École, has officially embarked on its academic journey for the 2025-2027 cycle this Monday. Welcoming them, the Minister of National Education urged the future educators to embrace discipline and rigor as the foundation of their professional training and success. I'll have fun to tells us more in the following report.
The 2-year training program has officially begun for 1,888 aspiring educators, future builders of Togo's national education system. Spread across the 7 centers of Togo's Teacher Training Institute, these trainees are embarking on their pedagogical journey for the 2025-2027 academic year. The official launch in Noche brought together education officials and trainees to review practical arrangements, teaching models, and codes for conduct that will guide their training. The Minister of National Education, Mama Omoro, praised the leadership of the President of the Council for Resourcement Nyasingbe for his continued commitment to Togolese education. He urged the trainees to uphold discipline and embrace a passion for teaching, encouraging them to instill values of patriotism and social cohesion in their future students. At the end of the 2-year program, these soon-to-be qualified teachers will receive the teacher training diploma certificates and be ready to teach at the preschool and primary levels, contributing to a more inclusive, resilient, and high-quality education system in Togo.
These student teachers all the best in their academic journey. That brings us to the end of today's edition. Thanks to my wonderful team and to you, cherished viewers, for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for more updates, and remember that life is short, so live your best and do not give in to worry. Have a wonderful evening. See you next time. Goodbye.